I also work with a very specific niche, and everything
Right.
that I do is in Portuguese. You're, I guess, the second or third ever video that I'm doing in English. And I just love showing what we have that is different from everywhere else and our history. And I think that I chose Tampa instead of anywhere. And I chose Tampa because of this diversity, and Ybor is part of it. I just love it. And now I'm
It's a
finally
melting pot,
living.
for
Yeah,
sure.
I live
Yeah.
there, and all the time we're like, where are we going to go out to dinner? Is it going to be Water Street, or let's go to Ybor?
Right.
We're diving into one of Tampa's most iconic and rapidly evolving neighborhoods, Ybor City, one of my favorites.
Yeah, mine too.
Known for its historic charm, cultural richness, and character, Ybor is not just a place to visit. It's a place to invest, to build, to grow, to live in. So joining me today is Tina Marie Eloyan, a commercial real estate expert with deep roots in the Ybor City community. She's helped countless businesses find their perfect spot in the vibrant neighborhood. In this conversation, we're talking about what makes Ybor so unique, especially for commercial real estate, the types of businesses moving in right now, how the neighborhood is changing, and what's coming next, and tips for anyone thinking about opening a business or investing in the area. So whether you're a business owner, an investor, or just curious about what's really happening in Ybor, this episode is packed with insider insight and real-world stories. So let's get into it. Tina, before I start with the first question I have for you, can you tell me a little bit about yourself? How long have you been in Tampa? What exactly you do in the commercial real estate business, how you got into real estate, just a little bit about yourself.
Absolutely. I'm born and raised in Tampa, 1971. Most women don't give away their age, but that's okay because I feel like I've done pretty well for myself, and I feel good about, getting involved in Ybor, and it was not a hard decision because it's somewhere that I had gone with my family for years. It's something that I always felt was the heart of Tampa. Before they came up with the logo Heart of Tampa, that was always the discussion. Like, Ybor is the heart of Tampa. That's where the city started. That's where everybody came over from Miami and Cuba and the cigar rollers from the other countries, Ecuador and Colombia and all those places. And it just became a melting pot of so many different nationalities. You have the Cuban club and the Italian club and the German American club, which is sad. It's not there anymore, but it was renovated. And there's just a lot of clubs down there. But my roots are South Tampa, born and raised. And I lived right on Dundee, which is an amazing little part of South Tampa.
Wow, that is cool.
We were in one of those little tiny houses facing the bay. And I just have all these memories in my head about it.
And how did you get into real estate?
So when I got back from Armenia, I lived in Armenia for a couple of years and met my husband over there. And when we moved back, my father wanted me to go to law school.
Oh, wow.
And
Did you?
I was getting ready to
father
go.
wanted,
He
not you?
wanted it. And so I went to Stetson and I started kind of preparing for everything. And I just, as I was going over the books and the test, and, I just finished 4 years of college and lived in another country that was totally mind-blowing. Like, I learned how to live without water and electricity for hours of the, it would come on for 1 hour a day. Because it's at that point in Armenia when Russia switched pretty much everything off for Armenia because they went solo.
Wow.
Armenia was the first democratic country to come up, to leave Russia. And so they kind of...
When was that?
1989.
There is a large Armenian community in Brazil as well. I wonder if
Yes.
they moved around the same time. And I grew up with Armenian descent. She was one of my best friends growing up in school, high school, middle school, But it's interesting. And, when you're
Armenians
young,
are everywhere because they were forced to go everywhere.
Right.
Armenia used to be a huge country. It enveloped Turkey, Iran, a lot of those countries. And then over the years, it became smaller and smaller because those countries took over a lot of the land. It's a very small country now, right in the middle of the Middle East. No water access. It's just all on its own. And that's where my family came from. So when they migrated to America, it was in 1912.
Oh, wow.
Because that's when the genocide happened with Turkey.
Right.
And so they migrated here, and many that survived were able to go through Canada into Michigan. And then my dad, very, very poor family, got a job with Ford. My dad went into the military. Told he couldn't ever become anything. He became a doctor. So, he put a lot of like high pursuits on me.
Yeah.
You're going to be a lawyer. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm going to do real estate.
Oh, you already knew that you
I
wanted
knew
to
then
get
I was
into
going to do real estate.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you went to Stetson. You studied a little bit.
I
How
started
long?
a little bit, and I went back to my dad because I was just always trying to keep him happy because I love my father. I really respected him. And I said, Dad, it's just not for me. I don't want to be in a library, researching. And that's what you have to do as a lawyer in the beginning is it's hours and hours and hours. I said, I want to be out there and I want to be making some things happen. I'm going to go into real estate. And it just got silent. And he was
and
like,
you were so young.
Well, what happened was my father was a doctor, but he played on real estate on the side. So on the weekends when we were maybe going to Disney, right, he'd say, hey, we're going to go up to Brooksville. I've got something really fun we're going to go look at. And we would go look at land for the whole day. It was wild. In the truck,
so you
driving over the land.
To it early.
Oh, yeah. It was wild. Just the animals, the deer.
Wow.
And he was always like, I'm going to take this piece of land and I'm going to cut it up. I always heard that, kind of cut it up. I'm putting a road down the middle and all these people are going to be able to own their own home. And guess what? I'm going to hold the note for them so they're able to afford it. I go, I didn't know what that
he had a vision.
He had a vision.
So did he develop?
That's what he did. He took these little parcels, like 1 to 10 acres, and he would cut them up, and he would put little half-acre tracts, maybe smaller if he needed to, and he would put mobile homes on them, and then he would hold a note for people. They would put $250 down, and they'd pay him $250 a month. For 30 years.
That's great business.
Well, it was good business, but he was also helping these people.
Yeah.
So to this day, I'll get calls from people and say, your dad helped me buy my first house.
Really? Mm-hmm. That must be an amazing feeling.
Watching him was just, it invigorated me. And I was like, Dad, I want to do that. I want to do real estate.
Did he end up supporting you at one point?
Yes, but under one condition, right? There's always a condition. So he said, if you're going to do real estate, you need to specialize in commercial and you need to become a CCIM. And I said, what's a CCIM? By the way, there was no internet at this time, right? There's no Google.
When, 90s? When was that?
Yeah, this is in 1996.
Okay.
I'm like, Dad, what is a CCIM? He goes, I don't know, but they're the best. And if you're going to do commercial real estate, you're going to be the best. And I was like,
that's amazing.
Okay. All right, I'm going to do it. I had no idea. So I started driving around looking at signs, and I saw these big signs had people's names on them, mostly men, with the symbol CCIM after their name. So I called up these guys. Hi, I'm Tina, and I want to get into commercial real estate, and I see these CCIM. Can you tell me,
I'm sure he was very well received.
Some of the interviews weren't going great because I'm like, they're not going to let me into this club, And they were really turning me away. Like, no, this is a, very particular type of intellect group. And I'm like, what are you saying? I'm not smart enough? What do you mean? I can't do numbers? So
did that just fire you up?
Oh, it fired me up. I was so motivated by one. I won't mention him. He pretty much just tried to tell me not to do it. Don't do it. It's not for you. This is not a good group for you.
Wow.
So that person, the unnamed person, called me up a few months ago and asked me, he said he'd been watching me on social media, and he asked me how he can do the same thing.
Did he remember you?
No.
Of course not.
And I would never, ever say anything to him. But right.
Yeah.
What a circle. It's
Right.
like what you get back. You just got to really help people.
Yes.
So I went to the right person. His name was Mr. Bill Eschenbaugh. And
I've seen signs.
And he said, "Oh, absolutely. I want you to come to the next meeting." And then I met another gentleman, James Barnett, and just great CCIMs that were just also visionaries and realized we needed the young generation to get involved.
And maybe women too?
And women. And women. I mean, but I never felt, that they were looking at me in a particular way or looking at what I look like. I mean, of course, they always, I dressed professional and I was very conservative with myself, but I was treated very respectfully all these years. I can't say there's been many incidences, that occurred, and it's a very great, respectful group. So anyways, with my dad, I go back and I tell him what I found out, and I'm going to do it. And then I found out what it takes. It was tough. I mean, talk about law school. This was like, you got to sell up to 20 million, or I think it was 30 million at that time. I don't think I'd even sold one deal yet. I'm like, well, how am I going
to be a part of the CCIM?
Yes.
Can you, most people probably won't know, can you just explain a little bit?
Sorry.
What
so
CCIM
stands for Certified Commercial Investment Member. So it takes about 5 years to really get yourself established as a practitioner of commercial real estate or whatever degree or asset class you're in, or maybe you're even working for a company like medical or something like that. But it usually takes about 5 years. You go through, you take some courses. There's a total of, I believe, 5 courses of foundations, 101, 102, 103, 104. And each step just gets you closer to understanding why a CCIM exists, why they're there to help these investors, whether they should lease, whether they should purchase, what's it worth down the road if they lease turns into the purchase, the economy, why do all these asset classes matter? What's a cap rate mean? It just goes into all of that, and it's exciting, and you can really help your clients make good decisions as they're looking at properties. And I never understood until 30 years later just how much that helped me with them.
So that's how you started.
That's how I started.
You got enrolled into...
I got enrolled.
Okay.
And
you made the right connections.
I did. And I actually didn't become a CCIM right away. I joined CCIM. I paid for it for 10 years. And under my name, I had this thing that said becoming a CCIM.
Oh, not yet.
I was not supposed to do that. So they created a rule. Nobody can put that under their name. And they were so funny, like, Tina, just get your CCIM. I'm like, okay, I'll do it.
That's funny, becoming a CCIM.
I did. I forget how I wrote it, but it was like in the process or enrolled in classes for CCIM. I was just anything I could do.
That is so creative.
Well, it was right under my name.
That's a great idea.
So I had CCM under my name. It wasn't next to my name.
Yeah. And it almost forces you to not give up or just really get it done and get it done quickly, because people will be reading for how long. You're almost there but not there yet. So you got to get it done. So you got into commercial real estate. How did you get into commercial real estate in Ybor? Was that since the beginning? Was that always your plan, or was it how did that happen?
So when I got back from college in Armenia, my dad had bought a camp out in Land O'Lakes called Camp Indian Head. It was a boys and girls camp. And he was going to split it up and make it into a RV mobile home park. And he had always done his own thing, so I really didn't get involved with the stuff he was working on. But I would kind of drive around with him and give him ideas. And, it was exciting to watch him work as I got out of college. So with Camp Indian Head, I said, Dad, I have an idea. Let's build 20 homes, exclusive homes, very big, and just put a gate up. And whoever wants to live in here, they're going to pay for the lot that we're selling. At that time in 1996, it was like 100,000. Like, that was unheard of. Hannah Bartoletta was out there building homes. He was the only exclusive builder. And on the left or right on State Road 54, because we were living in Pasco County at that time, there was all land. hundreds and thousands of acres of land with no development.
Right.
Nothing was there.
Right.
And so I said, let's build exclusive, huge custom homes, and let's build them ourselves. So he went along. Luxury homes. So we went and we met with a couple builders, and we made a deal with them, 50-50, and we'll put up the lot. We'll build the home, and whatever profit we make, it's 50-50. And we pay for the house.
Okay.
So I was really able to watch every little detail.
That's amazing, because I mean, you told me when you were born, so you were not even 30 years old, and you had this.
No, I was 24, 25.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah. And so I'm building these custom homes, and I learned a lot about custom homes. I learned that I don't want to do it for the rest of my life. It was insane, but I did it. We made money. He was happy. And we ended up selling all the lots. Okay. And then we finally allowed people to just build their own custom homes on them. So we got a little bit of a good mixture going out there.
So you created a neighborhood.
Okay. Yeah. And I will give you a whole list of what not to do if you ever do this. So that can be a side.
I'd love to hear that. That is great.
It'll be in the book.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, we work with a lot of Brazilian investors that own construction business in Brazil, and they just think that they will come here and do the same thing they do there, and it's so different. And we're going to get into that in a moment. But your story is just so interesting. I've known you for years now, and I'm so glad you're sharing that. Yeah. Thank you.
So I was sitting in a model home built by Laurelwood. I don't believe they're around any longer, but they built some really, really nice homes in Spring Hill area. And I got bored sitting there. The internet just came out, and I was doing some stocks. And I was like, ooh. And, and I'm seeing all these young people coming in who were buying these .coms and doing all this com stuff. And I'm like, what are they doing? And I love technology, but I was not fully
integrated
into it, or I would be a multi-billionaire to this day. I was more into land. So as I'm sitting in this model home and I'm trying to understand what's my next move, I was getting people coming in that were developers, and they were looking at other pieces. They were coming to see what we did there. Nobody would buy it, but they were coming to see what was going on. So I thought, let me go find some pieces of land. So I went out and I started pulling together hundreds and thousands of acres all up and down 54, like from one direction to the other. So I ran across this family called the Binky family. And he says to me, I've got 50 acres on the Gulf of Mexico that's never been touched. And he was an older cowboy. He ran, 1,000 cows or whatever out there. Huge ranch. And he said, I want you to go sell it. You knocked on my door. You're getting the listing.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this man came out of the house with a shotgun. I was scared.
Were you on your own?
I did pull someone in who was a land hustler with me, a gentleman, to just help me walk around. Wasn't that dumb, right? I mean, you have to bring somebody.
Yeah.
But I put my cowboy boots on, I put my hat on, and I went to every ranch. I met everybody. I was chased off of some of them with horses.
You must have
It was
cool
fun.
stories.
It was so fun.
Yeah.
And so I went out to the Gulf of Mexico. I drove my car as far as it would go and walked it and got all the way to the beach and was just looking at the Gulf of Mexico.
Wow.
And I was like, what in the heck? I'm going to sell this? And then that was it. Like Pandora's box opened. I put an ad in the newspaper because that's what you did at that point. 6 lines. I paid for it all myself and just wrote waterfront, 50 acres, Gulf of Mexico, Pasco County. And I got bombarded. Every person in the world called me from every country. And that's where I met a lot of people, and they started buying land from me everywhere.
Wow.
And so I was on road trips every weekend. I worked really hard, and I was making a lot of money, and it was really exciting. But then when I would write up the contracts, it would take over 3 to 4 years to close them because most of them were developers. And that's when I woke up and I said, I got to go find something that I'm going to have money in between this.
Right.
And that's where Ybor City came in.
How? I don't get
it. So I'm writing up all these land pieces, right? And I'm not making any money.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Right.
And I was like, I need money now. Like, how am I going to wait 4 years?
You still living with your dad?
No, I'm living in Land O'Lakes
okay.
in the house that Papa Joe owned. That was the main Papa Joe of Camp Indian Head. So I bought his house. That's a whole nother story.
I don't know what Papa Joe is.
Okay, so Camp Indian Head is the property I developed.
Okay.
So there was a house on there. Right when you enter the camp, there was a house to the left. And my father said, you can move into this house, but you have to buy it from me. And so that was my first step. So as I was selling Camp Indian Head, it's called Nature's Reserve now. Mm-hmm. So as I was selling Nature's Reserve, my first commission I got was like $25,000, let's say. I took that money, and my dad said, as soon as you get your first commission, because he didn't give me nothing, you can buy the house from me, and you and your husband can move into it. So we were living with him until that point. He wouldn't even give me the money to get the house. So I was mad at him. Let me tell you, I went through a lot of anger, at least for a couple of years. Like, you owe me.
And now you thank him, but
I'm so thankful though now. So I got my first commission on the land that I sold for a custom home to go up. And I put it toward the house. And we went and got a loan. And I think he sold it to me for $125. Actually, it was supposed to be $125. Guess what? He's like, you know what? The prices just went up a little bit, so it's $150.
That's hilarious.
I'm not kidding you.
He didn't give you a discount.
No. So $150. He took 20. They took 25 off. I was able to get a loan, and we have this big house, literally,
in Land O'Lakes.
And no furniture. We were able to borrow a bed or get a bed from somebody that went straight in the living room. And that was our furniture for like a year. So then from there, I sold more. All the lots were sold out pretty much. And this is where my dad would do really interesting things. So he wouldn't give, until, because he figured he wanted me to work for it. But once I sold all of Nature's Reserve out, he gave me a lot, the last lot. And he says, now I want you to go do something good with this. Whatever you want. You want to build on it? You want to sell it? You want to 1031 it? What's a 1031, Dad? I don't know. You go figure it out. So he gave me a lot that was worth about $150. And I always appreciated that because it's like, give to your kids, but after they've shown what they're capable of doing with it.
Yeah, he trusted you. He knew that you would do the best that you could do with that.
From that lot, I did sell it, and I sold it to a really great person who's still in the community and very well known, I won't mention. And he built a mansion, and it was really amazing.
How big was the lot?
He actually bought a couple of lots and, very popular in the world, but he wanted to be somewhere that he could call home. He wanted to be treated real by people. And so he chose.
Be a part of the community.
Yes. And he became a part of the community. I mean, he literally goes everywhere. People don't bother him. They just say hi, And then from there, I just got burnt out on custom homes because at that point, I started going to all these developments that they had single lots on lakes, and I was building everybody custom homes with my builder. So we must have had 20 custom homes going out on all these developments. And that's when I was like, I'm not a custom home. I kept telling this one guy, extremely rich man, CEO of a big company, your master bedroom's too small. It's 12 by 13. We can't, look, here's the floor plan. Let's change it. No, I know what I'm doing. That's what I want.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, this guy has no idea what he's doing. But he would not listen to me. Even I got a man involved thinking he would listen to the man.
Right.
He wouldn't listen to anyone. So we build the house, $1 million home. He goes, my room's too small. We had to knock the wall down, push out the wall.
Do a little renovation in a brand new
And it cost him like another
home.
$50,000.
Wow.
It's like insane.
Yeah.
So it was just, that was at the point where I'm like, there's no joy in this for me.
So the money would take a long time for you
with
to make.
Land.
With land. And then you got burned out with
custom was no joy.
So you're
land
still trying
too
to
long.
figure it out. What's
so I drove
be your,
around. Yeah.
So then Ybor City.
So I just got, at that point, it was like, what am I going to do? I don't want to wait all this time. So I started driving around, and a lot of the CCIMs I had talked to said, you need to focus. Be an industrial.
Find your niche.
Right?
Yeah.
Find your niche. So I went down to Ybor, and I always love a challenge. And everybody was asking me, why are you even in Ybor?
So when was that? Was 2000?
No, 1990.
Still 90s.
97, 98. It was around, I did all this in a matter of a couple years. So my first take on Ybor coming in as I'm going to totally focus on this area, I had called a gentleman named Eric Sheeler. Love him. He was my first client, and he still is my client. And he had a sign up on his corner building for rent. I called him for like 2 months straight. And when I would call him, he'd yell at me.
For sale? What was
for
it?
lease.
For lease.
He'd yell at me, tell me not to call him again. He handles his own business. He doesn't need no realtor. And hang up on me. And then I'd call him again, the next day. And I would just continuously do this. And it became my goal to actually get to know him because my dad was similar to him. I don't need you.
You knew how to deal.
Yeah,
with
I don't
someone.
need you.
Yeah.
I can do it myself, And so finally I called one day, and he was nicer. I'll call you if I need you. I appreciate you being aggressive like this, but, I still can do all this myself.
Right.
All right, well, just let me know. And I'm just really trying to get into Ybor, and I want to do Ybor. Like, help me. You be my first one, please. And I think I hit a chord there maybe, and I got a call back from him one day. And he said, I'll tell you what, there's a tenant that's not paying rent. It's a cigar guy. His name's Felix. He's been with me a long time. If you go collect money from him, you're in.
And you love a challenge.
Right? So I was like, oh man, how am I going to do this? This is exciting and scary at the same time. So I dress up, I march into the cigar shop, and he didn't open till 11. And he doesn't speak a lick of English. Oh. He's Cuban, like no English. And I said, empty your pockets.
That's your first line?
And he did. And he goes, I go, empty your pockets now. And he took everything and he put it there. I don't know if he thought he was getting robbed or something.
Like, what the heck is happening here?
And I looked at the money, and he had about $120 on him. And I took the 120, and then I started writing out a receipt. And I handed him a receipt. And I said, you just paid $120 to Eric Sheeler, and you're going to pay me from now on. Do you understand? And he goes, yeah, see? Can I have 20? My child for food tonight. I have no money.
Oh, wow.
So I gave back the 20. I made it
You
100.
changed the receipt.
I made it 100 because I'm not horrible, right? Like I was there to go do a job.
You're just a commercial agent.
I'm just a commercial. So I did 100, and I said, now you're going to get on time. You're going to start paying your rent, and if you don't, you got to go. Okay? And he goes, okay. And he goes, what's your name? Tina. And then we became fast friends. And
so how did you come up with that? Did you think about it?
Nah,
did you
not
just
at
say,
all.
I'm going to go and I'll figure it out what to say when I see him?
Yeah.
Is that how you
that
did?
was it. I just
that.
knew one thing. I needed to get the money. I didn't care how much
it's
it
like
was.
Your life depends on it.
It depended on it. It really did.
I love that.
Yeah.
Is it, that was when, 20 years ago?
Yeah.
More or less.
More, for 25, 27. Yeah, he's passed away since then, but we became fast friends. He was always late and on time at the same time. I was always collecting it from him, and he moved out one day, but he was there probably 20 years.
Wow. Mm-hmm. All right, so you started in Ybor. That's how you got
That
started.
was Ybor, and I got my first client.
Leases and...
I have. It kind of went like a little bit of a slow roll of a ball, and then it just got bigger and bigger. And before I knew it, I was involved with most of the owners down there, helping the biggest names that were down there. And then they became my friends. And it was just great. I was one of them.
And you felt, okay, this is something I can do for many, many years.
Yeah.
I
believed in Ybor. I still believe in Ybor.
Yeah.
I've got burnt out on it a few times. I'm not going to lie. I've had things happen that are like, they don't appreciate you, but then you like, wait a minute. Do I need their appreciation?
Right.
Right. That's the negative that you just got to kind of keep far away. And the positive is it was just really awesome. As I was preparing to meet you today, I started making a list of all the tenants that are currently in Ybor.
Okay. I'd
making
love
business,
to hear that.
making business that I've put in there. And I don't even think I got them all 50.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So how diverse is it? What can you tell about those businesses? I'm sure
I'm just going to give you a couple.
Okay. All right.
If that's fair.
And that's in the past, 20 years?
These are some that are new and some that have been there since I've been around.
Okay.
From the beginning.
Awesome.
The most interesting, which people may not know even exists down there, but is an absolute phenomena, is a group called Dysfunctional Grace.
Okay.
It's on the second floor. It originally was on the first floor of where Ovo Cafe used to be.
Okay.
That was a lot of people know Ovo Cafe. And then it turned into the Blind Tiger.
Okay.
And then they were located right next to the Blind Tiger. Well, it got bought out, so the tenants called me and said, Tina, can you please help us? We don't want to leave Ybor. And we just need to find our space. So I just kept thinking about it. I kept trying to find them somewhere, and I got them on the second floor, had an elevator, and the owner wanted anything but a bar up there because it had this long set of stairs that was very dangerous.
Yeah.
And so this place is called Dysfunctional Grace, and they sell everything that is the most unique. It's a curiosity shop.
I want to go there.
Of just amazingness. Like, I don't even know what to tell you that's in there. It's just everything that makes you get scared a little bit and also curious.
You know what?
And
I was there last week, and I think I saw the sign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just really cool. It's almost like being in a circus.
I think I know what it is.
You're just seeing very strange things, but also, wow, what is that?
Yeah.
And they have people that buy all this stuff. So it's a constant importing and exporting. And, maybe they're looking for like swords.
Yeah.
Or things that you just can't find that are hundreds of
like
years
a thrift
old.
Shop type used
but of
stuff,
curiosities.
Okay.
Oh, there's everything. Yeah. And there's even a little room that no children can go in.
Okay.
Yeah, and of course they all want to go in there, but just stuff like that. So that's my
things
most
that make sense.
That's my most interesting.
Ybor.
Yeah. And then most recently, we put Cheeseology down there, which is a place where you can do cheese and wine.
Oh, I love
and
that.
And the husband and wife.
The food scene in Ybor is so cool. I love it.
I know.
I go a lot there.
So Cheeseology is just a great couple place, an office place, and it's right on 7th, right next to the 7-Eleven area. There's a Pepper's Island, which is like, very hot food, Caribbean food.
Yeah.
Inkworks Art Tattoo Studio, where he's teaching. He's an artist, so he's teaching everybody his art. We put the Bobby Pin Hair Salon in, and he just does same owner of Dysfunctional Grace. The Gimmick. He came to me and said, I am an artist. He showed me his art. I go, my God, this stuff is amazing. This is like state-of-the-art art. What are you doing? He goes, I don't know. I just create it and I give it to people and I sell it to my friends. I go, you need to have a place. And, he did. He moved into a little house right in back of Santo Stefanos.
Oh, yeah.
He's
the
right
restaurant,
there. Yeah. So when you go there, go to his art gallery.
Did he get success?
Complete success. He's been
awesome.
He's been like 5 years here.
Yeah, that's amazing.
We have Reso Indian restaurant. A little right on 8th Avenue, right in back of...
I haven't been. I have
back
to
of
check
Bernini's.
it out. Yeah. Okay. Bernini's,
wonderful food.
Yeah.
Vegetarian, you name it. We put Tangra. Everyone's mad Tangra's there. It's a nightclub, but guess what? It's a very well-run nightclub.
When was that?
It's been over
been
10,
around a long
maybe
time.
10 years.
Yeah.
They, when they came in, of course, everyone's like, oh, we don't want a nightclub, another nightclub.
Right.
But, the guy who runs it, he's really well-formed on how he runs it. When the thing happened in Ybor, the shooting back in October, a couple years ago, he was the first one on it. 10 of his guys got citizen awards. They brought him down to the police station, gave them awards. My son was one of them.
Oh, wow.
And these men went and saved people. They were saving these people who, it was like a war zone when this happened.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of community in Ybor. They care for each other. They come out and help. Like when we went through COVID, the mayor was amazing. Our chamber never shut its door.
And those are community leaders, business owners, or residents, or
everybody.
mix?
Everybody.
Okay.
There was not one. I mean, there were people, of course, that just stayed inside and didn't want anything to do with it, which is okay. That was their choice. But the business owners we need to go out into the streets. You need to shut the street. We want to put our restaurants outside. I mean, we were all going out and supporting the restaurants with wearing our masks.
Yeah.
And that's what I sent you yesterday. Somebody reminded me of that.
That was funny.
I was laughing. So.
And is it so? What can you say about the changes that happened in Ybor? How different is it from 2010, 5 years ago, and today?
Ybor's always been on a roller coaster ride, right? It's like it's either really low or it's going really high. I now see we're kind of a little bit past that. We're kind of going up, and there's no more going back to the bottom of where we were.
Yeah, that's good to hear. I love Ybor.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, when I first got involved, I had friends calling me and going, why are you advertising Ybor? Why are you down there? You're going to get mugged. Lady. Yeah. You're going to get killed. you're going to get, just bad things. Yeah. And I go, I've been down here.
It has this bad reputation.
I've been there 30 years, and I've never had anything happen.
Yeah.
Ever. I've walked down the street with my purse. I think it's all in how you are. If you're out at 2 or 3 in the morning, drunk, getting into your car, drunk, come on, you got to think about those things. So you just...
I just love going into Ybor during the day. I get a lot of visits from Brazil, and I take them to all of the cliche places, and then I take them to St. Pete and the beaches and the parks and all of that. And then I usually leave to last, and I say, hey, I'm going to take you to a place that you're going to think that you're not in Florida. It's still very American, but
you bring them to Ybor.
Then I take them to Ybor, and we go bar hopping at 3 p.m.
Isn't that fun?
I absolutely love it.
So
I love it.
Bad Monkey, known for all the military coming in. That, the guy who started it was military. He was a colonel. People love to show up there. All the crews, when we have our parades, love to show up at all these places. Best kept secret in Ybor is El Puerto. You ever been there?
No.
Best food, never changes. Takes them a little longer to come out of the kitchen, but they have this fried chicken it's Peruvian food.
Oh, I love Peruvian.
It's Peruvian.
Food. I gotta try. I'm gonna go
Amazing.
This weekend.
You will love it. I'll meet, and anytime you go down there, I'll meet you there.
Let's talk a little bit about the Gasworx project.
Sure.
Can you share what it is? How?
Well, I will tell you, I am not the realtor or brokerage on it. Okay. Yeah. And the reason for that
but it's all over the news.
Yeah. I deal with a lot of the businesses up and down 7th and 8th. I'll get to Gasworx eventually. It'll be something. But they're out-of-towners. Okay, it's Kettler. And they joined forces with one of the owners here in Ybor. And they're building this magnificent, probably going to be even more magnificent than Water Street. Probably.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's going to be pretty amazing. We have more acreage. We have more land to do buildings like
billions of dollars.
There's going to be thousands and thousands of square feet of everything you can imagine, from banks to, we need everything.
It's a mixed use.
It's going to be a complete mixed use.
Okay.
I mean, you're going to have probably everything from, that place on 54 they just built that has the restaurant and the ice cream shop and the
By Baxley?
And they have the in the middle where they play the music.
Is it Baxley,
yes.
the hub?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like that, but on steroids. Picture that.
Okay.
But with huge buildings of residential just surrounding it and thousands of new residents. And so there's going to be a mixture of a lot of the apartments are rentals, but then you have like Canvas Homes, Michael Mintzberg's building. Those are all for sale. So you can get in and purchase maybe a condo, a townhouse for $7.
So it's not going to be just apartments.
Right.
Okay.
So the buildings where you can purchase are on the outskirts of it. So it's really a great project. It's going to be something that hits Tampa. I don't quite think they know what's happening or what's coming, but it's a really big project. And
I love it because it's going to elevate Ybor. And from what I'm reading, it seems like they're going to build in a way that maintains the architecture, personality of Ybor. It's not going to be like this Water Street looking type because it wouldn't have anything to do with Ybor.
Right.
So
Water Street doesn't have a personality. That's just, when I go through Water Street, love it, but it looks like New York, right? It's just very high-end, modern, beautiful. I have nothing bad to say about it. It's not really my role. That's because I'm so used to the historical buildings and the brick and the mortar and, it's just a different vibe.
Yeah.
Ybor is going to definitely be brought into Gasworx, or Gasworx is going to be brought into Ybor because it's very hard to change Ybor from what it is.
Yeah. And I hope it never changes.
It's got its own smells, its own personality. It's funny, they just put down these bricks on the road, right, to even bring more of what Ybor's about. And I've just heard more people say, I don't even go on those bricks because it's like, but that's the way it was.
Right.
When they built these brick roads.
Yeah, and it should be more of a walkable place too.
Yes.
Maybe you should park your car.
That's right.
And walk through those streets and not just drive there. And from a perspective of someone who has the vision, loves Ybor, and wants to open a business there, is it now too late? Is it too expensive?
Absolutely not.
There's opportunities for people who want to be a part of this.
I'm looking for several businesses to go into those places now. I have a great chocolatier group that's coming in. The one that everyone goes to in St. Pete.
Yeah.
I bet you can think of that one.
Okay.
I've been looking at some locations, and let me tell you, once they go in, everybody's going to be just smelling their way to that place because it's not just coffee and ice cream. It's like chocolate. True.
Oof,
yeah, I know.
I love that, yeah.
We have, I can't name who it is yet, but we have a restaurant bar going in at 1710 East 7th. That's going to be a very high-end sports bar and very well-known people that are taking it. And we just have people looking from all over. Literally, I get calls. I must get at least up to 10 calls a day, if not more.
Wow.
Just people looking.
That's great.
Can you help us do this? Can you help us get in here?
Yeah.
We need office space. We want to be in Ybor because we can walk to the Columbia. We can walk over to one of the restaurants. You know?
That connectivity to Channelside and Water Street and downtown is just so near.
What I'm really hoping, my office is in Tampa Heights. I'd always wanted to put my office in Ybor, but I was trying to think a little bit outside the box. Like, where's in the middle that eventually all of these little tiny cities are going to mix?
I think it's all to be connected, be it, through the trolley or...
They need it. They need a trolley that goes right down Palm, goes over to Armature Works, goes up Franklin or Ashley or wherever.
Which is what used to be, right? When they when they first built the trolley. Yeah.
I mean, if you go up and down Palm, where my office is, I'm on Palm and Jefferson, you will see these homes that were 2 or 3 stories, and these homes were actually the lookout for when the pirates were coming in.
That's cool.
So my house used to be a 3-story, and it burnt at one point, and so it lost the rooftop. But you would go up on the roof, look. Now, the home was actually relocated with the interstate move. But, all those homes were from that era.
Wow.
And then they would let everyone know when the pirates were coming. I know.
I love
So
those
Gasparilla
stories.
is a true story.
Yeah. We need to go to Ybor and walk the streets of Ybor, and you have
I'll meet you over there anytime. Just tell me.
Yeah, and we can do a type of documentary about Ybor and just tell the story and show what Ybor is.
Let's do it.
I also work with a very specific niche, and everything that I do is in Portuguese. You're, I guess, the second or third ever video that I'm doing in English, and I just love showing what we have that is different from everywhere else and our history. And I think that I chose Tampa instead of, I have 3 passports. I could probably choose
Tampa.
anywhere. And I chose Tampa because of this diversity, and Ybor is part of it. I just love it. And now I'm
It's
finally
a melting
living.
pot, for sure.
I live there, and all the time we're like, where are we going to go out to dinner? Is it going to be Water Street or let's go to Ybor?
Right.
And
Because guess what? You can put your easier clothes on, still look amazing, but not feel that you have to compete with kind of what's going on over there. In Ybor, they love you for who you are.
Yeah.
You might have someone walking down the street with purple hair, and they're going to be very kind to you. You know? I mean, listen, I've seen everything go through Ybor. I even saw when the population for gay came to me and said, we want to open up an alternative district. Why don't you call it Gaybor? And that's when Gaybor, came about with Carrie and Mark and this whole group of the Pride Parade. Yeah, that all started in Ybor. And they were really trying to give a place for everybody, and everybody who owned in Ybor was okay with it. Yeah. They were very calm. You're part of us now too. Didn't matter if you were Italian or Jewish or Cuban, Armenian, it didn't matter. Yeah. I think Ybor needs a little bit of Brazilian touch. We need some Brazilian. We need some Brazilian. Let's do it. I think we need a Brazilian retail shop. I think we need a clothing store. Or I'll tell you, a bakery. We need a bakery. I've been craving a Brazilian bakery in the whole Tampa area. And so many people ask me, where should I open? Where are all the Brazilians? And I'm like, Brazilians are all spread out. But also, Americans and everybody else will love a Brazilian bakery. Stop thinking that you need to be where Brazilians are. So why don't you bring me a bakery? I've got the spot for it. I will. Really? I have the complete spot for it. I have at least 2 people who asked me about opening one here. And I think just the location of Ybor is so central because people might live in the suburbs and maybe they're going to be driving from Wesley Chapel or Riverview or even somewhere in Pinellas County. And that is just where, everybody can the most drive, 30, 40 minutes from anywhere in the Tampa Bay area and be in Ybor. And it's just so beautiful. I think it would really be something. I think it would be a huge success. Yeah, that's our plan. I had one of the owners that owns a building, and he was going to actually put a bakery in there. Yeah. And I think if I presented him something cool, you should think about him. I'm going to work on it. Okay. He's very particular. I can't name him. I'm going to put it on my social media. I love it. Well, I didn't even go through my questions. I know. I'm so sorry. There's just so much. Because there's so much that I want to ask you. You're so knowledgeable, and I love your stories, and I loved hearing about you. This is definitely going to need an episode 2. Let's just do a few series on it. With no ending. We're just going to do the Brazilian way. There's just starting time. There's no time to end. And also, we'll walk the streets of Ybor together and actually shoot the images down there. So this is just the intro. This is the beginning. A teaser. Yeah. All right. Hey, we have like 2 years together, right? President-elect, president next year. We didn't even get to that, but that's going to be awesome. So I'm looking forward to you. I am so excited that we're going to be working together. Yeah. I really enjoyed listening. Thank you. You too. Thanks for inviting me. Yeah. I brought a lot for you, but we'll do it in the future. We're running out of time. Yeah. And I think I'm going to ask people to ask me questions, and next time we're going to go through the scripts. And thank you so much. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you. Have a beautiful weekend. You too. Nice to meet you.